Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the videos. I hope you've been enjoying them. I do plan on releasing content on this channel regularly every week. So if you do want to see more videos, I have a lot planned. Make sure to stick around. But today I just want to talk about 3 books that are really significant to me. And here they are. They're Atomic Habits by James Clear, Deep Work by Cal Newport, and Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. And I don't know if you can see it up there, but I have a lot of books, and I've read like a lot of self-help books and self-development books, but these 3 really uh, stood out to me and were the most impactful and significant in my life. Like I think all 3 of them, right after I read them, I really changed the way I live my life, and not just studying, but life in general. Yeah, they really just shifted my paradigm to something that I didn't even know existed. So the first one, Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book has a lot of traction on Amazon. It has like 2,000 reviews or something. It's a 5-star book. And I actually read this after someone recommended it to me on my stream a while back. So it's the most recent one I've read, maybe 6 months ago, but I was living my life in a way before that was kind of similar to the way that he outlines in this book, but I never really knew how to express it. And this book concisely and very clearly lays out steps that you can use to make your life better. I think everyone who reads this book will get something from it and their life will improve, which is why I always recommend this book on my live stream. It's about habits, as you can tell by the title. Habits that we make every day that gradually make us better over time. And in my life, I had already been doing this very often. Things like live streaming, my studying is a habit because I do it every day, fixed amount of time. It's easy for me to do because I have a lot of people who are there to support me. As you can tell, I kind of went ham on the post-it notes. Gives very good instructions about how to implement things that are usually difficult for a lot of people. Working out, studying a lot, waking up early. It doesn't specifically say like, okay, here's how you study more, or here's how you run every day. It gives basic outlines for building strong habits that you want in your life, that I had personally applied to many of the things in my life. The biggest draw from this book for me was how to make the things you want to do as easy as possible so that you will do them, and how to make the things that you don't want to do as hard as possible so you don't do them. For example, I've been going to bed way too late recently, especially because my stream is very early, so I try to go to sleep at 7:30 p.m. And I had gotten like it down pretty pat last semester, but after the break, I've kind of lost hold of that, and my self-control just went out through the window. So I started staying up really late on the internet, and one of the things he recommends in this book is to make those habits impossible to reoccur. So how I fixed that problem of my internet usage was I got a little outlet timer that's plugged into my wall and the outlet, and it turns off the internet automatically right at 7:20 p.m. So I have enough time to brush my teeth and get ready for bed, and I'm in bed by 7:30. Things like that. Things like habit stacking, which is putting habits together. So things that you want to do, you just knock them out quickly. So yeah, Atomic Habits. I recommend you read this book first out of the 3 that I'm going to recommend today, just because this one will make it easier to read these ones if you turn reading books into a habit after you read this one. It is a good starting out point, definitely, if you've never read a self-help book before. Alright. Second book is Deep Work by Cal Newport. This is definitely a very interesting book to me because, as some of you know, I do live stream for 10 hours a day of studying, but the live streams are 12 hours. And this book is about condensing your focus into as concentrated as possible so that you can maximize productivity in a short amount of time. And the idea is kind of like deep work. This is when your mind is producing the most difficult things that it possibly can. It reaches its maximum potential. And for me, it was interesting because I do have a lot of work that I have to get through. That's why I study so much, like Japanese and school and lab work and all my little side things that I do want to learn about. So right now in my life, I'm really good at studying for long periods of time. This book was very interesting to me because it's about studying for shorter amount of times, but with much more intensity. I read this book maybe 2 years ago, and I hadn't fully grasped the concepts in the book yet. But finally, once I reread it 2 or 3 more times, it really started to click for me, and I started implementing a lot of things that Cal Newport recommends. Um, Namely, I have a deep work log that I can count how deep I can get every time I study. That has become really one of the biggest focuses for me, at least as far as studying, is trying to get as deep as possible. And especially like on YouTube, people gravitate towards things that are easy to measure. So like how long you study or how good your grades are, but they don't really ever show off how deep you can get. And I think it's really undervalued, especially in the YouTube community. So yeah, this one for sure was a very important book to me. Highly recommended. Cal Newport, Deep Work. All right, next book is Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. This one is very different. David Goggins, if you don't know, he's a ex U.S. Navy, I believe. He had a really rough childhood. His father left him as a kid, I think, things like that, being black. And it's about how he became a U.S. Navy, and he actually started running ultra marathons, which is over like 100 miles. They're super long, like day-long marathons. And about how he overcame his struggle and his childhood trauma. And I really relate to him, not gonna lie. He doesn't speak academically. He speaks like you'd imagine a U.S. soldier would speak. He swears a lot. He isn't the most politically correct, not gonna lie. The start of the book is it can come off as misogynistic for sure, but I think a lot of the lessons he talks about are really important. Things like inner drive and not relying on your motivation to push yourself as hard as possible. Yeah, if I hadn't read this book, I don't think I would have been able to stream for as long as I have. I've been streaming now for 7 or 8 months daily, and I apply a lot of the concepts in this book from this dude to my studying and in my life. I've never pushed myself so hard. After I read this book, I really started to believe in myself.
There's no trainer to keep you going, it's only you.
So it definitely doesn't read very well, but I think the message is really important, especially if you want to push yourself as hard as possible, and that's something that I'm interested in. So he has these little challenges, and then he also recommends that you post on social media with hashtag can't hurt me. I found that kind of stupid as well. But yeah, if you look past like the bad parts of this book, which definitely do exist, I think that the message really came through for me. So yep, these are the 3 books right here. I have reread these books several times each, and apply them into my life as much as I can. So yeah, if you do end up getting these books and you read them, let me know how you like them. And yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. Have a nice rest of your day.